In the past 2 weeks, the number of cases of COVID-19 outside China has increased 13-fold, and the number of affected countries has tripled. We expect to see the number of cases, the number of deaths, and the number of affected countries climb even higher.
Democracy is for me and for 330 million Americans, a goal towards which our nation is marching. It is a dream and an ideal in whose ultimate realization we have a deep and abiding faith.
At worst case scenario, it could be the flu.
I feel like the more I learn about this, the less there is to worry about.
I was about to say the same thing. We don't have immunity to this virus. It's a new virus. It's a pandemic strain of a virus we haven't seen. For me,
it is based on Christianity, in which we confidently entrust our destiny as a people. Under God's guidance in this great democracy, we are rising out of the darkness of ignorance and division into the light of freedom.
We're going to call out anyone and everyone who's using this virus as a political weapon against the president. We are now entering what will be the crucial defining 15-day period as it relates to this virus.
Here, we have been afforded the opportunity to advance from a people of which 30.3 million are now unemployed, from abject pollution of our beloved planet to crystal Italian canals, fresher air, and the beginning of a long-awaited healing of our world. From the status of unimportant to essential contributors to the American society. As we have been extended a measure of democracy, we have brought to the nation rich gifts. We have helped to build America with our labor, strengthened it with our faith, and enriched it with our song. We have given you physicians, scientists, nurses, sanitarians, food service workers and manufacturer employees, nursing caretakers, grocers, first responders, public safety officers, and the couriers who bring goods to millions of homes. But even these are only the first fruits of a rich harvest, which will be reaped when new and wider fields are open to us.
I just still feel like it's important for us to continue to shelter in place and practice social distancing because our lives depend on it.
The democratic doors of equal opportunity have not been opened wide to us workers. In America, the average essential worker is offered only 2/5 of the median annual wage in this country.
Teach my kids to respect the police, to respect you guys, to respect first responders. Not anymore, because the only response you have is to your paycheck.
The great masses of now essential workers are depressed and unprotected in the lowest levels of agriculture and domestic service, while we in the industry are barred from certain protections and generally assigned to the more laborious and poorly paid work. We live too often in terror of the virus, are deprived too often of the right to take any time for ourselves, and are humiliated too often by the denial of civil liberties. We do not believe that justice and common decency will allow these conditions to continue. Our faith envisions a fundamental change as mutual respect and understanding between us citizens come in the path of spiritual awakening. Certainly, there have been times when we may have delayed this mutual understanding by being slow to assume a fuller share of our national responsibility because of the denial of full equality. And yet, we have always been loyal when the ideals of American democracy have been attacked. We have fought for the democratic principles of equality under the law, equality of opportunity, the guarantees of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have fought to preserve one nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all people are created equal. Yes, we have fought for America with all her imperfections, not so much for what she is, but for what we know she can be. Perhaps the greatest battle is before us, the fight for a new America, fearless, free, united, morally rearmed, in which 330 million Americans, shoulder to shoulder, regardless of race, sex, or party, will strive that this nation, under God, will have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, for the people, and by the people shall not perish from the earth.
And we're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction.
This dream, this idea, this aspiration, this is what American democracy means to me.